Hey kids. All right, well, some of my viewers asked me to come back on. Apparently we were having buffering issues and stuff, and the live chat got disrupted, so we're starting up another one. So those people that well, as was explained to me, that look forward to my chats all day long and got here late, that they don't miss out. So we're starting the live stream back up again to finish out what we started earlier. So I guess I should start out by rehashing kind of the highlights of what we discussed earlier for those of you that came in a little late. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. First of all, after 2 days of pulling wire and rebuilding circuits and making lots of improvements in the wiring here on the Lily 2, we ran into a couple roadblocks. One, the wires that are inside of a wire chase that go from right alongside the compression post and go up into an area. Hey Andy, brother, how you doing, man? They go up into an area at the base of the mast where there is no access to. Those wires apparently are bad. I pulled all new wire in the mast. The mast has all new wire, but apparently the wires that I replaced, where they connect to the connectors that go down through and alongside the compression post, that's where we're apparently having issues and having the problem, and there's just no way to get to that unless I go ahead and pull the mast again. So I guess that's something that I'm going to have to look at doing to get that figured out. So anyhow, so we're not going to get the running lights working. Well, we got the running lights working. We're not going to get the spreader lights or the anchor light up on top working, but that's not a problem. I can simply run this up a mast or a line up there, and it will more than, it's kind of bright actually, it will more than suffice and meet all the legal requirements of running a light on the boat while on anchor or while underway if I'm running at nighttime, which I don't plan on doing. So you're having too much fun with this adventure. I am, Kenneth Beck. Thank you for that. Actually, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I said to somebody earlier today, today's been the best worst day I've had. I was really kind of pissed off at Hummingbird for wasting all my time on hold, waiting to talk to somebody, just to find out they no longer support or provide tech support or have any parts for the fish finder that was generously given to me. We're still going to work on trying to track it down and see if we can't debug it ourselves a little bit, but I'm not overly optimistic that we're going to be able to get that going. It was working up in Alaska where the fella had it installed, and it's not working here. It could be the transducer, it could be the wires of the transducer, it could be any number of things. We don't know yet. So we're going to try to track that down. So we had a fail with getting the mast light wiring going. We had a fail with getting the depth finder going. One fairly major item, the other one not so much. And then we also ran into a fail with getting the autopilot working. We've got the autopilot head powered up. We have power getting to the motor on the steering column, but the motor is not turning left or right. I don't know if it may be an internal wire connection. Hey, Akula, how you doing, brother? It might be an internal wire connection inside the motor on the autopilot. So we're gonna research that and see what has to be done. But I don't anticipate that's going to be too big of an issue anyway. But we'll just see what happens with that. Gonna have to pull that apart. But we're not going to do anything tonight. Certainly, we're not going to do anything tomorrow because tomorrow is my birthday. I turn the big 6-0 tomorrow, so I'm not doing anything. It's going to rain tomorrow, so I'm just going to lay low here on the boat. Frankly, I'm just going to take a day off and do not much of anything. I got some ribs I'm going to put up on the grill, and I'm going to grill some ribs for myself, and that's going to be about it. So that's all I'm planning on doing tomorrow. I'm just going to do a little R&R and enjoy my 60th birthday. The drive units have issues at the connector to the motor. Yes, that's where I think the problem is, Akula, is right where the wire connects in there. So you keep saying we. Well, gone sailing, you know, I've always had people around me, so I force of habit, I say we. It's me and the dog, so yes, I have help. Lily's a big help, and Andy's right. Yes, Lily will clean all the bones up from the ribs. Actually, I don't like to give her pork, the small pork ribs. I don't mind giving her a ham bone, a big ham bone, but I'm not big on giving her the little pork ribs. I've had a dog get them stuck in her throat before and almost lost a dog from it, so I'm a little hesitant about that. But she'll get some of the meat off the ribs and she'll be happy, so. Oh, Andy, you love all the food on your channel. Okay. Your beard grows fast. Thanks, Winging It, Tracy. Yes, it does. Foul weather gear. I don't mind the rain unless it's storming. Yes, I have foul weather gear. Bones can cut intestines as well. Patreon Pirate, you're absolutely correct. Yes, they can. Your bilge electric or hand powered? It's hand powered, Kenneth Peck, and it's dry. So, hey, Brad Ennis, how you doing, man? You have persevered through larger challenges than this. Oh man, I'm not bummed at all, Brad. Like I said, so you know, today was the best worst. Today's been the best worst day I've had in a long time. I was bummed about the electrical stuff. I was bummed about, you know, that kind of stuff. Yes, I do have zinc on the drive line. Yes. Hey, pilot. Yep, we're back. I do have zincs on the drive line, but you know, I can't get upset with having a bad day on the boat. I'm still on the boat, you know. I had a beautiful swim this morning when I first got up at first light. I went for a beautiful swim this evening just before the live stream. It started pouring rain while I was swimming, and for some reason, I don't know why, it's just a thing for me. I really enjoy swimming in the rain. So, have a budget for dive gear yet? Yes, Winging It, Tracy, I do have a budget for dive gear, and I actually have some viewers who actually have some old gear that they're talking about shipping to me. A set of regulators and a tank. So we're trying to work out the logistics. I may have to pay the postage to get them here, but he might be able to send those to me. Of course, they'll need to be checked out and inspected and stuff, but of course they all need to have that done anyway on a regular basis. So hopefully we'll have that coming pretty good. So leaving Thursday with no depth finder, that could be challenging. Yeah, I don't expect it's going to be too challenging. You know, I pretty much came down around Manhattan and up into here with no depth finder, so you know, what the hell. So I'm not skinny, but let's go dipping. Stevie C, I do not go skinny dipping, man. I go chunky dunking. So can you pull the mast at the club beside you? Well, there is no club beside me. I have called around here to talk to various people about pulling the mast, and no one has yet to return my phone call yet. So I still dive with 24-year-old gear, works as good as new. Yeah, cool. Actually, some of the older gear is better than some of the new stuff. Cool. I agree with you completely. Hey, Billy, man, what's up, dude? Yep, ran aground too. No, truth finder. When I ran aground, the depth finder was working at that point. The depth finder crapped out as I was approaching Manhattan. I ran into a big storm then, and that's what it turned out to be a problem. So, tap into the pup, or does she don't mind? Kenneth, you probably heard her making a little bit of noise a moment. She's in the middle of a puppy dream right now. She's on the floor at my feet as always. She's kind of out cold, but she was having a little bit of a puppy dream. Her little paws were moving, and she made a little yelp yelp sound like she was trying to go bark at something, I guess, while she's sleeping here. So I've been to school on the dive gear, rebuilt myself. Oh, cool. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I to be honest with you, Akula, I kind of wish I had the gear I had when I was a kid. You know, it worked just fine. I had my own scuba gear when I was 17 and 18 years old. I wish I had that same stuff today. So you find yourself on land with sea legs. I do, yes. Yeah, I mean, I live on the boat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm out here on the hook all the time. And as you can see from stuff around me, you know, the boat's constantly moving, constant in motion. When you do get on dry land, it is a little weird at first, kind of, you know, because it doesn't move. So your body's anticipating it and it's not happening. So anyhow, so we had a big defeat with the wiring. So that was the first thing I talked about this evening. The second thing I talked about this evening was a big change I'm making onto my channel. Bad day in the water, been a good day at work. Isn't that true, Tracy? Still use a double lung Aquamaster regular sometimes. There you go. The big announcement I made on my channel tonight is I'm going to start moving the Sunday night live streams to becoming a Patreon only live stream, Sunday nights. And I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. I'm doing that because it'll be a troll-free live stream, because trolls can't get onto my Patreon unless they pay. And then if they pay, they're really not trolls, are they? If they pay, they have to disclose who they are and all their information. So there's none of this hiding in anonymity or using false names. It nips all that stuff in the butt. So from going forward on Sunday night's live stream is going to be a Patreon only live stream. Now I may eventually over time make more and more of them Patreon only. I think it'll have the advantage to me of being able to do a live stream without all the trolls. But the added advantage is I think it'll help grow my Patreon membership as well. And Pilot, you're right. It'll be a non-hostile environment, which would be very, very pleasant. So, and I've noticed the trolls are really starting to you know, use they're copying everybody. So, you know, like right now I'm looking at the chat and here's Winging It Tracy and here's Akula. Well, you know, I don't know that that's actually who they are, because the trolls are actually stealing people's IDs and representing themselves as other people. They tried representing themselves as my wife this morning, so, or the earlier live stream. So, grew up in Westport, Washington State. Been out 475 miles, tuna fishing for 22 days, and had sea legs for a week when I got back. 35-foot storm, what a ride. Oh, wow, Kenneth, that sounds pretty wild. Sundays, yep, Sundays. Bye-bye PayPal. No, not at all. Not at all. I don't think that'll have a negative impact. In fact, I think it may even have a more of a positive impact, because the people that are on my Patreon are already a lot of my bigger supporters. There are some big supporters that are not members of Patreon. Let's make that clear. There's some people that are some great friends out there, but Billy says I'm breaking up. Okay. Sounds like Jean was upset. I didn't think Jean was upset. Your ex got hacked tonight too. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And I don't think she was the only one, Billy. It's amazing what lengths of trolls will go to fake names, get a life. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm really surprised at how motivated they stay. You know, to be honest with you, I almost admire to some degree, you know, their veracity, because they certainly are trying to persevere. You know, but I have noticed some of them are falling by the wayside. Some of them are not getting involved anymore. You know, a bunch of them were over on Bob's channel, and they were trying to run me down over there, and Bob finally booted them over there. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. But Carl exceeded his data usage. Yep. Yep, I've exceeded. Okay, so I'm breaking up again. Most troll-infested sailing channel I've seen, one has to ask the question, why? Well, because people don't deal with honesty, man. They don't like being shut down. I mean, a lot of the people that are trolls out there are people that are pissed off that I didn't want to take their bullshit from them. So I'm back. Okay. Stand on one leg, put your arm out. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Guys, it's cloudy and overcast and rainy here, so it might be interfering with the cellular system a little bit. We're not having really good weather here in New York right now, so that might have a big bearing on things. So anyhow, so that was the big announcement, was that I was moving the live stream, at least one right now, at least Sunday nights is going, not this Sunday, next Sunday. I'm not going to start on August 12th. I'm going to start on, what would that be, August 19th? 12th? 19th, yes. 12 and 7 is 9. Yep, 19th. So So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start then and be a Patreon only. Now, how that'll work is I'll get it set up and I will email all my patrons a link to the live stream. It'll be an unlisted live stream, and I'll have to email all of them a link to it. They'll get the link and then be able to watch. So I didn't catch it, but what is the finish day that you will be back home? Kenneth, I don't have a back home anymore. I'm sailing from here up to New England. Gonna play up there a little bit, Woods Hole and Nantucket and Cape Cod, and maybe as far as Maine, maybe not. See how things go. Then I'm gonna sail back here through Port Washington, spend a couple weeks here, or a week here, or whatever time allows, given the weather conditions. And then I'll be heading down to Annapolis. That's for the boat show. And then after the boat show in Annapolis, I'm heading down to Florida and the Bahamas. So I really don't have any place anymore that's home. So some troll acting like your wife. Ex-wife, Kenneth, ex-wife. Sorry about that. I'm in trolls with statements like, okay, thanks for your input. Consider it salary with a degree. It's called verbal judo. Yeah, I don't have patience for dancing like that, Truth Finder. I'm just, I'm not that politically correct. And if that pisses them off, well, that's just too damn bad. So, must have been somebody we knew of. They knew about your ex. Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, my ex sometimes gets on here and visits and talks to us. Sometimes she's on the chat and talks with us, and sometimes she's not. So they saw that, and they saw her name, and they've copied it. They tried to copy it and say they were my son as well. So, you good down there with the fires? Yes, Billy, right down the road. Oh, wow, Andy, I didn't realize you were that close to that. Be careful, brother. Be careful. I can tell you, after fighting fires in Montana and Yellowstone for 8 years when I was out in Montana, nothing to fool around with, man. Those fires can get pretty hot pretty quick. They can do a lot. They can ruin your day. They can ruin your day. So, I don't think the one shouting out Pootie Pie was her either. No, I don't think so, Patreon Pirate. I don't think so. You have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. I'll catch you next week. All right, Kenneth Peck, take care. And yeah, I just wanted to jump on here. A couple of guys asked me to go ahead and jump on and continue the chat because we ran a little. And, here again, now we're on and we have hardly any trolls on here. So much more pleasant to come back and do this afterwards. So 111 fires on the West Coast, over 10 acres. Wow. That's just amazing. Fire's out of control. Huh. Scary, man. That's just scary stuff. That really is. Yeah, it's on here now too, but you probably know that because you know everything. I don't care if Penny Hart gets on here. I don't really care if she does or not. So that's her problem. She had a good thing. She screwed it up. Now she has to deal with it. So born and raised out there. Yeah. Guys, I can see my phone's messing up, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm getting a delay on my end, so I must be buffering. So I'm going to go ahead and end the chat, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Night, everybody.